Henry Clay was known as the Great Compromiser. He had developed the Missouri Compromise and in 1850 would develop a compromise that was intended to end the slavery debate once and for all. This would be called the Compromise of 1850. It was meant to be the final word on slavery. His plan would admit California as a free state. The rest of the Mexican Cession, the Utah Territory and the New Mexico Territory, would be organized without reference to slavery or would be based on popular sovereignty, meaning the people in that territory would decide. In addition, Texas would give up some of its territory, which would then be based on popular sovereignty or the people deciding. As a balance, Texas would be given $10 million to pay off some of their debts from when they were an independent nation. The Fugitive Slave Act said that all runaway slaves had to be returned. This was also part of the Compromise of 1850. It benefited the South and was one of the most controversial parts since it upset the North. And finally, the slave trade in D.C. would be abolished, although slaveholding was still okay. Henry Clay presented his compromise, but the Fugitive Slave Act was the most controversial part since the North would be required to return runaway slaves to the South by federal law. The North felt that they were being shortchanged and that the South was benefiting the most since slaves could be taken anywhere and had to go back to the South. The Underground Railroad was a network of escape routes to help the slaves escape. Harriet Tubman was a famous runaway slave who went back into the South to help others escape. Vigilant committees were groups in the North that would help those running away.